And Shakers, we are still joined by Pak Muhammad Faisal, the Executive Director of Core Indonesia, talking about the U.S. economy and its outlook. Let's focus on the U.S. stock market now. Wall Street had a brutal year in 2022. They saw its worst year since 2008. But there has been a rally recently in January. But despite this rally, do you still see the U.S. stock market struggling overall in 2023, especially with forecast of a recession?
Well, on the contrary, I think many experts appear optimistic that a recovery will happen in 2023. So after ending the year down nearly 20%, the S&P 500 index is in the green for 2023, and NASDAQ Composite also, which plunged about 33% in 2022, is up more than 4.5% this year. I think the optimism stems from historical data that suggests stocks tend to rebound strongly from the bear market lows. Right. And there is also some wishful thinking that the Federal Reserve at some point in 2023 will pivot from its hawkish stance regarding interest rates. However, I think the rebound may not be that strong because the inflation rates may not be low enough in the first half of the year due to many factors, including the Chinese recovery. So I think the inflation may still meaning that the federal Fed rates will still relatively high, relatively hawkish in the first half of 2023. So the rebound may be a bit slow in the first half of this year, but I think it may be stronger in the second half of this year.
All right, so you're forecasting a rebound in the U.S. stock market in particular. With that in mind, do you see maybe more capital outflow from emerging markets like Indonesia into the U.S. stock market and the bond market with higher rates, of course, by the Fed as well?
Well, here's the thing. Even though that there is still the Fed still continues to increase the rates, the emerging markets interest rates also increase by the respective central banks. Right. So the risk of capital outflow, I think, can be minimized. I think in terms of U.S. dollar, there is a trend of a weakening U.S. dollars, right, following the capital flow, and especially for Indonesia, the rupiah, I think there's a chance for this year to be a bit stronger compared to last year.
All right, you were talking about the weakening dollar in recent weeks. Of course, the U.S. dollar index, they're on track for the fourth consecutive month of losses. It also hit an 8th-month low last week. In the short term, do you see the U.S. dollar continuing to weaken?
I think so. Yeah, there is a trend of weakening U.S. dollar due to the fear of recession. But as I said, at the same time, also other countries also increase interest rates to avoid capital outflow. So that's why I think the U.S. dollar is relatively weakening compared to other currencies, especially including rupiah.
All right, Pak Muhammad Faisal, Executive Director of Core Indonesia think tank. Thanks so much for your insights this afternoon.
You're welcome.